Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Earlier today, I said that I'd be doing a video later in the day, and now is the time, that suggested that we would look at all the policies of the Greens that the SNP would need to reverse if they're going to do anything positive for the people of Scotland. Now, there are many, if I'm truly honest, but there are three in particular, I think, that absolutely, genuinely, and completely need to be put to bed, killed, destroyed, reversed, whatever, and made perfectly clear that they are not policies that the SNP is willing to go forward with. To do this would indicate that they are on the side of the Scottish people, that they do not associate themselves with abuse, they don't associate themselves with destruction, and that they do not associate themselves with the crashing of an economy. Now, in no particular order, I'm just going to deal with the three that I think are the three most important policies that Swinney, as First Minister, needs to address. Number one, he needs to walk away from all gender agenda, all gender-based politics, all the let's try and pretend that men can be women bullshit that's been infecting the party ever since they took on the Greens. Because under no circumstances whatsoever, in any way, shape or form, can men ever become women. Sure, they can wear a dress, they can call themselves Susan, they can put on a bit of lippy. It doesn't make a difference. And they shouldn't be allowed into women's sports, into women's changing rooms, into women's hostels, or even into women's wards in hospital, for example. They are men, they were men, and they forever shall be men. Deal with that, walk away, number one. Do that alone, and you'll find that a lot of people who were previously SNP members who walked away over it may even come back. After all, for example, it was Ash Regan who walked out of the party and crossed the floor precisely on that particular issue. Number two, and again, these aren't in any particular order, they're just in the order they come in my mind. Number two is roads. First of all, A9 and A96. Screw the Greens, get on and duel them. We had an accident this morning and tragically somebody died. I mean, it's every few days. There's accidents, there's people dying. It's an awful record of slaughter on that road. I've been up and down it more times than I can think. And I mean, a lot of the time I'm doing it sort of very early doors, 3-4 o'clock in the morning, because coming from the very sort of, the Midlands, as it were, I like to drive overnight so that I can get into Inverness nice and fresh and an early start. And it's fine at that time of the morning. But I've driven back down it the other way, mid-afternoon, sort of heading down towards, back into Perth or wherever I'm going. And it's a dog. I mean, personally, I prefer the A82, but sometimes you're in a rush and you have to go down the A9. But it is an absolute dog of a road, especially when we've got the old lorries on it. Hi, do that. Screw the Greens, duel that, and the A96. The A96, there is no reason it takes that long to go from Inverness to Aberdeen. I'm telling you, you could almost walk it as quickly. Get them done. And then, of course, obviously, the repairing of all the other roads and all this. Increase the road structure, improve the infrastructure, everything. Screw the Greens on that. Get that right. Get Scotland moving. Thirdly, as far as I'm concerned, like I say, there's many other things, but, the third one, and I'm sure if you have others, please do absolutely mention them in the comments. But for me, the third one and the most important one is energy. Commit to oil and gas. Excuse me. Commit. I've just sprayed. You can probably hear the fly in here. It's annoying the hell out of me. And I've just sprayed fly spray and it's just hit me. So I do apologise for that. But oil and gas. Absolutely commit to oil and gas. Because for all the Greens BS about, we can have wind power and solar power and all this and net zero and BS, right? It's all shite. It's all absolute shite. Because ultimately, oil is necessary. And until there is a viable... Now, I'm not saying don't go look for a viable option. But I am saying until there's a viable option, Oil is absolutely the lifeblood. And so you've got to keep doing it. Don't screw the oil up and say, now what should we do instead of oil? Find the alternative first and then do something about it. You've got an oil industry that employs tens of thousands of people, that runs the entire northeast economy, that provides so many billions of pounds for the whole country, that is highly regarded, highly skilled, highly educated people. And you want to walk away from that for wind farms, unicorn farts, and pretendy energy from invisible sunshine. It's bollocks. Walk away, commit to North Sea oil and gas until such time as there isn't a realistic alternative. And stop chopping trees down to put up bird choppers. Stop putting up things that only work when it's windy. But even then, not when it's too windy, because they have to stop. They get damaged. And if you are going to build offshore wind farms, don't sell them cheap and own a stake. We've covered this before. Unbelievably bad, mad economic policy. Now, they're the three main areas. There are others, and I really genuinely, I want you all to put down in the comments the other areas that you think are important to change. I mean, there's employment law, there's housing. I mean, again, it's technically energy. Get rid, I would suggest as well, of all this fascinating wankery over heat pumps. They don't work, they're no good, and they will destroy, decimate, and utterly ruin the Scottish construction industry, especially house construction. Get rid of them as well. But that's part of the energy section. But there is so much. There are so many things. Because without fail, virtually every single policy that the Greens have foisted, pushed, and driven into the SNP government is absolutely destructive in terms of job creation, expansion of the economy, security, energy security. Man, energy security is national security. And that's what the Greens are trying to destroy, national security. The Greens really, with their policies, those policies need to be looked more in the case, not so much as, madcap Green policies, but as actually treasonous policies, the way they want to destroy the nation state. Maybe that needs to be looked at. But that's where it is. So that's my suggestions. Like I say, I did promise this a long time ago, but then events of the day kind of overtook. So we're there now. And that fly hasn't died yet, and that's a long time. I'll go spray some more. Anyway, till next time, stay safe, stay well, and don't be like that fly. Don't annoy people. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, let me know what you think, and goodbye.